Hi there, welcome back to Pip's Tips online bike maintenance videos. Today we're going to be fixing the loose crank on my old pub bike. To be honest, this problem is all down to poor maintenance. If I'd bothered to check that the bolt was tight, maybe twice a year, this would never have got this bad because I would have tightened it up each time. But what's happened now, this cast aluminium component is softer than the spindle which goes through the bottom bracket. And consequently, this is the softer part. As it moves around, it chatters and wears. So we're going to have to replace it. We start by removing the retaining bolt. I'll put the Allen key in. And to keep a bit of control here, you'll notice that I've put the Allen key close to the crank so I can squeeze it. And it's tight. Get two hands, squeeze like that, until finally it's loose. And then we take it out, like so. And put it to one side for later. Next step is to draw the crank off. Personally, I use this Park Tool puller. And we offer it up and just carefully turn the nut until you get the threads to engage. Very easy to cross thread this, so you have to be careful. Now it's moving in nicely, so we wind it in. When it gets a bit tighter, use the adjustable spanner just to take it all the way home. Like so. And then we wind in the handle, and that'll press the crank away from the bottom bracket. And that moved easily because it's worn. Sometimes you'll have to put some real effort onto that. All you need to do is crack the bind and it slides off. So if we have a look, we can see the problem. What should be a square tapered hole through the crank, which should mate with the square tapered shaft of the bottom bracket, has become rounded in the corners, and the tape is worn, so it's uneven. So consequently, it's allowed to wobble around when it's on its taper, like that. So we'll inspect the bottom bracket. If that feels like it's still got a limited amount of wear, we'll keep it. Otherwise, we'll replace the bottom bracket too. Okay, so I've given it a clean up, and we can see that the square taper is in pretty good condition. To be honest, we're not going to need to change that. We'll assess the bearings by, zoom out. We'll assess the bearings by bringing the drive side crank parallel with the stay, and we'll just rock it back and forth in this direction just to see if there's any play in the bottom bracket. There's absolutely nothing. When we turn it, it's lovely and quiet. No graunchy noises. So I think we're going to say that the bottom bracket's okay in this case. So here's the new crank arm, diamond cut as we talked about earlier. Let's get around to fitting it. Firstly, we're going to apply some copper slip to the surfaces of the square taper. And this is going to make it easier in future to take the crank off when we have to maintain the bike. If we don't do this, it's very likely that it will seize. Now we offer the new crank into place, like so. And then we lock it in place with the locking bolt. And you can see that we've put a little bit of copper slip on there as well. As we're tightening it, it's drawing the crank onto the square taper. It probably won't come to a hard stop, so you've just got to feel, and that's about enough, I would say. And finally, we refit the pedal. Again, there's a bit of copper slip on there. Because this is the non-drive side crank, the pedal thread is left-handed. So that means that we tighten it anti-clockwise compared to the drive side, which would be a right-hand thread that we would tighten clockwise. So don't forget that. No need to go too mad. After the first few miles of riding, try and tighten it again, just to make sure that nothing's come loose, and to make sure that the crank is bedded on the square taper properly. And that's it. Now you know how to replace a non-drive side crank. Thanks for watching. See you next time.